Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to show you our top 10 favourite items for living on a boat off-grid. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're talking about is solar. With solar, it enables you to be able to charge your batteries and use electricity whilst not hooked up to shore power, which obviously living on a boat enables you to be an anchor for a lot longer. With our solar panels, we got a smart solar charger from Victron, which enables you to use an app. As you can see on this app, this is how much solar power we're drawing in right now. And this is the history of how much solar we've brought in over the last few days, which is really handy when you're trying to calculate how much energy you're taking in to how much you're using. So this is quite possibly the most important thing that we've got for being able to live on our boat, because it helps us charge our phones, our laptops, literally everything on the boat. We have 200 watts of solar, but you can get as much as you need for whatever electricals you have on your boat.
So one item that is definitely not a necessity, but it's quite nice to have, is a shower head of some kind or some way of showering. So we don't actually have a shower on the boat, but our friends Ben and Emma gave us this little nifty gadget. So it plugs into a cigarette lighter, and then you pop this pump in a bucket of water and voila, hey presto, you can have a shower. It's not the most powerful, but it does a good enough job after a quick dip in the sea to rinse off some of the salt.
The next thing is fans. We've got these.
We've got at least two fans right here. Obviously depends where you're sailing. We didn't find fans much of a necessity when we were in England.
Nope.
But we're really, really glad to have them now we're in warmer climates.
These ones that we have got, we'll put a link in the description, but they're rechargeable, and they also have 3 little like speed modes. And so far, we use these pretty much every day since we've been in warmer climates.
Yeah.
Having 2 has been extremely handy, and they're actually not too bad priced.
And they just have these little clips, so we pretty much just pop them wherever we need them on the boat.
One thing that I would also say is you can actually use them when they're plugged in and recharging. So if you want to have them on like all the time, you can just have them plugged into like a USB where you charge your phone and just leave them
Would
on.
recommend.
Would recommend. So this is an absolute essential for people who have maybe a few more gadgets on board, and that is USB sockets and maybe a battery bank. We've had this battery bank, which we've had for absolutely years now, and it's 26,000 milliamps. So we get about 4 or 5 charges out of this on a mobile phone, but we also use it for other things like sometimes the fans. Even if you have this, you still need to be able to charge it, which is why USB sockets are just so important on board. And we've got these ones that we just installed, and we use these to charge our phones, charge our camera batteries, charge the GoPro. We have them here, we have them in the V-berth, and yeah, you just can't have enough USB sockets.
So the next item that we think is really useful to have is solar lights, and we have 2. So we have this one, which is a Luminade Nova USB. So you can charge it through USB if you didn't have sun, but we've never had to do that. And we just kind of hang this in the cockpit, and it's really, really bright. It has 3 settings and we love it. It's really, really useful as well to let other boats know you're there for some reason. You know, it's extra light in the cockpit if you're at anchor. So yeah, really useful. The second one, which I really, really love, is these Lucy string lights. So yeah, again, they're solar powered and really, really bright. We like kind of putting these inside the boat in the cabin at night or hang them out in the cockpit. These are great because obviously it means you're not using your boat's electrics. It means you're not draining the batteries on the boat. So if ever our batteries are low for some reason, we can just use these.
This next one is an absolute must if you're somewhere where you're going to be having colder nights. It's a diesel heater. Now, when we first got Talisman, this was the first upgrade that we did, and it was relatively cheap. We got a diesel heater off eBay, and we've seen them on Amazon as well, and they're about £100. We've used ours now for 2 winters. The first one was when we first brought the boat and we was coming through the second half of the winter, and last winter, and it has been amazing. We literally only have to put it on for about 15 to half an hour and it'll warm the whole boat up like really, really fast. Our installation still needs a little bit of work, but overall this is such a must, and anyone can install these, I think.
These are active cool pillows that we got from Shipshape Bedding, and they just stay cool even when it's really, really hot, which is awesome. Those in combination with the dry mat that we've got underneath the bed, we'd definitely recommend for anyone that's spending a lot of time on the boat. The dry mat especially is really, really good because it helps prevent mold in hot and cold climates, really, because everyone gets condensation. So we're really, really glad we've got that. It's made a huge difference to our bed because we did get mold before, and now we've had the dry mat. It seems to have sorted it.
If you're an off-grid liverboard, you're gonna want a good anchor. These are so important. They're basically like your boat insurance. The anchor that we have is a 10 kilo Rockner. So we've used it from the Solent down to where we are now, and it's been amazing. We really like this anchor. And there are other anchors that are probably just as good. We hear the Mantis is really good, and a couple others like Spade anchor. But it's essential that you just get an anchor that you're happy with, that will hold your boat. This means you can have peace of mind while sleeping at anchor and enjoying those remote places.
So the next item which we love is the GoSun solar cooker. We've actually used this a lot, more so recently because we ran out of gas. We've cooked some absolutely awesome meals in this. It cooks things really nice. Generally in an hour or less it cooks a meal. On a hot day it can cook things in 30 minutes. On a overcast cold day it can cook things between an hour and a half and 2 hours, but it cooks. It doesn't use any power, it uses the sun. They are a little bit pricey, I think about £200 this cost us. We got it a couple of years ago. But we're really glad we've got it, and we think it's really useful to have for off-grid sailors.
Lastly, but really importantly, is an inverter. So this is our inverter here, and we only have a small one. It's 600 watts. We've got it here just because it's easy to plug everything into, and it was an easy install. The reason that we have an inverter is because we do a lot of work on our laptops, and this basically keeps them charged up. A 600 watt inverter won't run a microwave and it won't run a kettle, but if you got a bigger inverter, then you'd be okay with those types of things. Just be aware that you're going to use a lot more power. So I really hope that these things have been useful, and maybe give you some ideas of things that might help improve your life living on a boat. Please don't forget to share it with other boaters, leave a like, and if you have any questions about anything, just drop it in the comments below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye!
Bye! Today we're going to share with you our 10 favourite items for living off-grid on a sailboat.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it!
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get into it.
Let's just do it. Come on, let's do it, let's go.
Let's go.
Next up is some fans.
We need, hold on. We need to, no, it's not going to work.
Ooh, hello. I will just do the voice.